is Wednesday, my dudes. Buck and I are here for New Comic Book Day. So if you hear any heavy breathing in the background. First off, Exquisite Corpses issue 11. Getting down to the wire here on this story arc, so this is probably going to be jam-packed, and per usual, I'm excited to read it. Next up, we have Planet She-Hulk issue number 5. I love having an ongoing She-Hulk to read. Rainbow Rowell is who had me fall in love with She-Hulk, but I am loving Stephanie Phillips' version right here. And as I've been reading more and branching out in other books, I'm seeing a lot of She-Hulk. Jessica Jones, Fantastic Four. It's been like making my day, and I'll be like turning pages and grinning when I get a She-Hulk cameo. This one pains me a little bit. Amazing Spider-Man issue 24. This is the 4th part of the Death Spiral event, and I haven't read part 3 yet. It was Venom last week. So this is probably just automatically at the back of my list of excitement for New Comic Book Day today. It's Legacy 988, so really creeping in on that 1000. We have like the crown jewel of the day. This is what I was most excited for. Batwoman number 1. This is my first time with Greg Rucka on Batwoman. I recognize him from Stumptown and maybe something else that I've read, but I haven't read any of his Batwoman. I intended to pick up the Elegy story and I didn't. I prioritized my Alias reread, and I do believe that was the correct decision. Not a New Comic Book Day pickup, but something I'm very excited for. Good as Dead issue 6. I gave this a shot a few weeks ago and I did end up enjoying it, and I kind of just like went back for more and more and more because my store had so many issue 5 and 6s on the stand that I wasn't even sweating it. But then of course when I needed 6, it was gone. So they ordered it in for me, a first printing though, so I will take it. This is kind of also a beefy book. Overall, a really well-rounded New Comic Book Day. If I have to pick what I'm gonna rip into first, as much as Batwoman tempts me, I genuinely am so excited for She-Hulk, so that's probably what I'm gonna read tonight before I go to bed. That sucks. They didn't have it. I'm pretty sure they had it on Wednesday when I was in there for New Comic Book Day, and I was like, I don't need it. I'll read it later. And then I was thinking about it all week. So I was like, I'll just go in now that it's the weekend and I'll grab it because I've been thinking about it. And they didn't have it. Okay, so minor failure, but it's okay. We can still read on. It's gonna be fine. I did want to take a moment though, you know, while I have you here to talk about your car's extended warranty. No, to talk about some of the channels that I'm really, really loving right now and like who comic book wise is in my YouTube rotation, because I realized I was thinking about it and the list is kind of long. So first of all, we've got 204, which is a channel that is run by a shop in Canada, and you basically have 2 of the employees and owner just really giving super accessible updates, information, background, and they just have a very different view on it all than the other people who are doing this. And it's so like entry but also complex at the same time. Like it's just inclusive, and I'm absolutely here for what they're doing. And it's very dependable. Every single week they're uploading about like a 20-minute video, and I always click on them. André is making a ton of shorts content, but what I really, really like about his comic book day is that it is just clearly a part of his normal Wednesday, because normal people have normal jobs on normal Wednesdays. And so he's taking his lunch break, he's taking us to the comic book store with him, and then he's giving us a little bit of a lowdown. Just very down to earth, wholesome, intentional content, and I'm once again always clicking on an André video. Kody over at Kody Collects was probably one of the first YouTube comic people that I really kind of started watching routinely, because this is where I'm getting all of my news. This is where I'm finding that I'm like up to date on what's coming out, how runs are being extended, when things are going on hold, delays, things that are just like coming new that I would have never otherwise realized, because I'm not scrolling through Comic Geeks. I would much rather have Kody tell me what's going on. So huge shout out to Kody's channel, because I think he's doing the work to keep us all informed within like the industry from the consumer standpoint, and that's really, really handy. We've got Zach, who is making just come hang out with me, chill content. He's gonna take you to the comic book store, he's gonna talk about what he's reading, he's gonna rip open some packs. Zach has me needing to get on Invincible. Another great one is Taylor. Not me, but a different Taylor who is uploading, I'll say it, inconsistently, but as soon as I see an upload, I'm clicking watch so fast, because Taylor is taking you along with his other interests. So sometimes it's Pokemon, sometimes it's rock climbing, sometimes it's just going to lunch, but Taylor has like a very well-rounded set of interests and just a seamless integration of those into his comic book content, which the comic book content is supreme. Like, I think this guy is reading an ungodly amount of comic books. I'm seeing his reviews on Comic Geeks, I'm seeing the shorts that he's posting, and then when he is talking in a long form video, it's always a major update of like a whole new series he's finished. And so that is really like motivating to read, but very well-rounded reviews too. And I think that's really, really special, because when you can find somebody who has reviews that you enjoy, it's just like a gateway to more books for you to enjoy. Max, who is slowly but reliably pumping out videos from his perspective now as a consumer, but with the past history of having worked in a comic book shop. So he is doing these really in-depth explainers on how things work, more so within the industry, but with the lens of helping you, the viewer, the person who's walking into your LCS with questions, understand how it's all working. And it is so detail-oriented, and it is so full circle. Marcus is like a character-based reader from what I can tell when he's giving you a lowdown on something, and that is just, that's how I feel, and that's how I want to read things, and that's what I'm looking for as a reader. So I really, really appreciate whenever Marcus says that the character development in a book was really, really good. He did get a package from Image recently, and it was really, really cool to see him like thrive, having been sent a package from his god, basically. And yeah, Marcus is just very exciting to watch. I assume everybody knows, but Nate over at Speed Sultan, one of the other like early people that I started finding who is also making comic book content. I am not often taking reading recommendations from Nate, but his positivity is so contagious, and his love for the game is really unmatched. And I always tap into a Nate video every Wednesday. Like, I get home from work and it is sure that Nate has posted, and I'm gonna watch it. My list has been in no particular order, but the final person on here is Zachery, who is taking us with him consistently every single week to New Comic Book Day, but he's also like throwing a fit every time and giving us very, very sequential reviews of what he's read since we last saw him. So you always kind of know what's gonna happen in the next episode of a Zachery video, and I think that that is really, really cool. He's got a thing going, and I'm watching him like delve into and explore his like brand, his style, his editing, all of these things, and you're seeing it grow, and he's got a really cool positive community growing as well alongside of him. I think the thing that all of these creators have in common that are on my frequently watched list these days is that they have such a clear passion for what they are talking about, what they are reading, what they are sharing, and how they're also interacting with other people in their comment sections and in their videos. And that's just kind of like the goal. It's really fun to be a part of this community and talking to these people and taking recommendations from them. It's like a little peer support group for comic books. Because I did find it challenging in the beginning of getting into comics. Who out there had like similar tastes to me? Who had recommendations that I was gonna trust and align with? Like all of these things. And I've curated a pretty good list, so I figured I'd pass it along, give these people their flowers, and yeah, because what are we without, you know, our friends?